Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. It is Monday, the 14th of April, halfway through the month almost. And we're doing a power talk. How we doing? I hope you're doing well. So who have we got already? I'm with you with the water. Great to have you back, Judith. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Linda, welcome back as well, as always. I hope you're doing well and wonderful. Let's get the auto camera going already. And welcome back as well. Great to have you here, Patrice. Good evening to you. My hair's a little bit crazy at the moment. I can tell I've got a tan. I've been out in the sun. Which is pretty cool. And Angela, welcome back. How's the weather? I've heard it's been pretty nice. Good correction. Phew. Got Mr. C standing right next to me. So we got some good news with his tests. I took him to the vet last week. Everything is okay, other than some minor, well, not necessarily minor, but some teeth surgery, which I kind of knew about. But all his blood work, all his stuff, perfecto. Oh, he's disappeared from me. Actually, he's over there. Can you see him? CC. I don't know if you can see him. He's just there. Ah. He fades in pretty well. Oh no. Well, as long as next month, because I'm back in England next month, it is beautiful weather. So let's get it out of the way so we can have really good weather. I think Mr. C is kind of trying to mess up my background. It's blue for a reason. He's definitely there. You see his little tail? Just here. We've got a superstar in the chat as well. Great to have you here, Nicole. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I got it back, the news this morning. So I worry about him a lot, and sometimes am I a good pet parent? Am I a good pet parent? But supposedly I am so far, despite what he may tell you in streams sometimes. He's just disappeared now as well. And I will do my very best to do just that. Yeah, he just wandered off. So, there was an earthquake today. And it was 5 point something or other. And it was about 30 minutes for me. So my monitors were shaking, my cameras were shaking, my pride and joy, making sure that they're okay over my own well-being. So yeah, we had a nice earthquake. And if it was like a 5.1 or 5.2, I'm now concerned of what the aftershocks might be, because they're supposedly sometimes bigger, and I'm pretty close to it. So if you see me shaking around, it is not going to be one of my effects. I've actually been trying to look for a shaking around effect. So we might have it in real time without it being an effect. So if we're shaky, that would be why. Like, I can do these effects. But I cannot do the real time shakiness. I can do that. Yeah, so I'm really happy. He is going to have to get some teeth out. But that's going to give him longevity. Because did you know teeth, cat teeth, they actually kind of disintegrate? Disintegrate? That's what they're telling me. And so they kind of disintegrate and then they can get like infections. So it's important to kind of take them out. Oh my goodness. $3,800, I think. Why is my music so loud? Can you even hear me? Was it 3,800? No, I lied. I totally lied. I do apologize. No, I didn't. So, worst case is $3,956. Best case, just over 3,100. So thanks, Mr. C. Yeah, I've been in close to some tornadoes when I lived in Austin. I get excited for some reason about earthquakes and weather stuff. Like when we were in Austin, I was like, oh, I've never been in near a tornado. Obviously, I don't want to be in one. Where my ex at the time was like in the bathroom, in the bathtub with the pets and the covers, because just in case, that's supposedly what you're meant to do. I was like trying to peek out the window, which you shouldn't do, because glass and all. Yeah, I don't really find them, like I've never been in or supposedly it's kind of big, but I've never felt a big one. I felt one once, and it felt like a car driving into my house. Like it felt like I was actually got up and thought, someone's just crashed into my house. That was pretty weird. Hey Michelle, great to have you here. Welcome back. So that's one aspect. We had an earthquake just nearby. Hopefully aftershocks will be fine. What else have I got to say? Gotta say hello to Mary. Welcome back, you superstar. I hope you're wonderful and great. As you're saying, we just had an earthquake this morning. Hopefully no aftershocks. The YouTube channel, oh my goodness. We, just like the stocks, we are crashing the channel. We're down to 125,000 views. We were getting 200,000. Subscribers down to 1,000. We were getting 2,000 subscribers. It then made me think, the stocks going up and down? You know, like the tariffs and things. There's some balancing there to be done. So then I thought, that's probably why. I think it's affected the algorithms. Yeah, I haven't had an issue with them so far. And don't worry, I always say, it is... Sorry, I got a message. I want to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, we're all good. It's not a race. It's a lifetime transformation. So take your time. Enough time. A good amount of time. An adequate amount of time that you put the energy into it. Maybe. Let's hope so. So, but I'm never too concerned about these things. There'll be rises and there'll be falls. And then we just quit YouTube. We quit the live streams, we quit the uploads, and then we stop forever and ever. But we are 200, I'm trying to do my maths, and 85 away from 50,000 subscribers. So that means when I speak to you next, we will, unless things keep crashing, we'll be at 50,000 subs. So at least we get a benchmark. We hit a milestone. So we'll be happy about that. Then, the other update, I had a really fun time last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was at an event on... I really feel like we should always be investing in ourselves and spending time and things. So I was at an event, and then I got very kindly asked to speak at the event. So I had a good 45 minutes speaking and doing hypnosis. So that was fun. Anything else to say before we start? There you go. Get a power talk with that as well, rather than the hypnosis. Yeah, it was a really cool event. So that was nice. It's kind of weird. I like speaking and I don't like speaking. And oh my goodness. Oh. I like speaking and I dislike speaking at the very same time sometimes. Just like the prep work. And I have high expectations. But it was fun. I liked it a lot. It's always good to do hypnosis in groups. So there we go. I don't think I've got anything else to update you with. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes before we get started. I want to make sure Mr. C is settled. But how was your weekend? How are you doing? What did you get up to? Let me know. There's got to be a two-way conversation here, not a one-way of news and updates. I was asking Mel today that like when could be the aftershocks, and she said about 24 to 48 hours. So we should be good for the stream because it was about 12 hours ago. No, it wasn't 12 hours ago. It was about 6 hours, 5 hours ago. So we should be good for the stream to go ahead. Wow, I'll take that. I'll take that. Good job. You get doing the work. So, I've got two things in mind, and I don't know which one to go for, or if I'm just going to do both. So if you say A, B, or both in the chat, and then I'll figure out a way of trying to add them together. A for topic 1, I'll be a surprise. B for topic 2, or both for both. Making a little medley. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Both it shall be. Yes. We've got this. Together as a group. Oh, another news. My mat delivered. You know, I get back pain from standing. So I'm standing on it. It's like more of a memory foam one. And I've been standing on it for an hour because I was on another call of a group that I'm a part of. It's like it's like a mastermind type of thing. And I want to be on camera. And it was pretty good. Pretty good. We shall see. But pretty good. Okay, it's 1:15. We should probably get started. Everything. Yeah. So we shall see how this mat goes. It's comfy. I was trying to pretend it was an earthquake. I shouldn't test these things live or invoke Mother Nature. And next week we'll do a hypnotic meditation. So which should we go for first? Who we believe in? Okay, we'll try and transition. This is going to be episode 1108, so let me hydrate one more time. We usually start around this time, so we'll do that. Yes, thank you. Me too. I've got to still manage my posture. I've got to keep learning. Oh, good work doing the work as well. And you're very welcome. I like creating help for people as much as I can. Leave the world in a better place than you found it. So,
are you ready? Steady? Are you ready to be ready to be ready? I think so.
I think so too. Let's turn down this music. As it was right at the end. 1108, 1108, 1108. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough and this is episode 1108. And today we're going to dive into different kind of topics. Ultimately, we're going to try to combine them a little bit because they just popped into my mind, and that is ultimately where we're going to be heading. But of course, before we get started, as always, go ahead, get my app at freehypnosis.app, and that means you get access to all my hypnotic sessions, from meditations, from day sessions, to sleep sessions and 4-hour sleep sessions. So reflections, which is bite-sized audios, just to be able to kind of learn little lessons along the way. You can create your day every single morning with your best friend, the unconscious mind. You can also create custom hypnosis sessions within the app as well. And on top of that, you can create playlists, you can loop, you can favor, you can download. So become a part of the app today at freehypnosis.app, and that just means you're able to get the help and transformation that you absolutely deserve, in my opinion. And on top of that, if you ever get a moment to leave a review, I'd be ever so grateful, because your words will inspire others to get the help they need and deserve as well. So your words really do help. But with that, let's go ahead into this episode. So, one of the things I find to be an issue when it comes to people making transformations is ultimately their belief systems. Right? Because you got to think about it. In the eyes of our issue, in the eyes of how we see ourselves, and we could be talking about the imposter syndrome, we could be talking about not feeling enough, worthy, deserving, when we feel the anxiety, worries, and doubts. If we've gone through lots of significant emotional events, it is easy to see a distorted reality, not the real objective reality, but a distorted one based on those experiences and based on how you perceive yourself and reality in that subjective way. We don't really look at it from an objective level. We don't see it with reason or logic. We are very emotionally invested in how we perceive ourselves and maybe a goal that you would like to get or an issue that you're presently facing. Now, what does that really mean? Well, if you have the conclusion that, say, you're broken or unfixable or you're not enough or worthy, then how are you ever going to really believe you're worthy of transformation or believe that the model or the vehicle of therapeutic change is even going to work for you? You might even get to the point where you're going, look, I know it even works for other people. I know hypnosis works. I know people have gone through Joseph's program and it works, and they've got like testimonials and all those kind of things from really kind of big people as well in the world. And you can see that data and that results, yet you'll make that judgment that I'm broken though. I'm unfixable. Now, if that's the case, when you think about your own development, I'm not saying to invest with me, go on my program, or even, I mean, I always say use my hypnosis because it's the most affordable thing we can get. But even if you're talking about other vehicles of transformation, other coaches, or other, like I said, it could be CBT, therapy, coaching, absolutely anything. If you see yourself as broken or unfixable, or that it works for others, you've got to wake up to the fact that that has to primarily change. Because otherwise, everything you do, you will go into it self-sabotaging. Now, that's like going into a relationship with someone and then trying to sabotage it before it even begins, which might even be the case for some of us listening to this, because if you don't feel worthy and good enough, you reject love and you reject validation from other people because you cannot validate your own worth. So we've got to start to think about things differently. Now, before I get into, actually we'll get into it right now. What do we do if we don't believe in ourselves? Number one, we should, of course, work on whatever that limiting belief is, that identity crisis conflict that you have about yourself. That it should be your absolute must. Go and find the unconscious hidden root cause of that identity, because once that is solved, you will transform everything. But in the meantime, if you don't believe even in yourself, ask yourself, who can you believe in? So if you don't believe in yourself, who can you believe in? Now, when I think of people, when I think I can't do that, I'm going to look for the people who can do that. In other words, if I wanted to achieve a certain goal, well, I'm going to start listening, asking questions, and trying to be as close to the people who successfully completed my desired outcome. Even when it comes to my esteem, if I want to be able to transform my life, let's say when I was feeling not good enough, well, I want to find someone who knows that they're good enough, because there's something to learn from their strategy. Because that's all it is. They've mastered a strategy, not something crazy complicated, a strategy. Steps along the way which will significantly get you to where you want to be. So we've got to get out of our own way and go, look, I'm going to go all in and finding the hidden root cause of my unconscious issue. But on top of that, who can I believe in if I cannot believe in myself? Who are the people who have achieved my desires and outcomes, and what can I learn from them? Because here's the real situation. They probably started where you are starting right now. You see, we put people up on pedestals. You might see someone speaking about a certain subject and go, wow, my goodness, they can speak and they know their stuff inside out. Well, it wasn't always the case. I think most people start at zero. Now, we can say we've got the 1%ers, we have the outliers. But I think we could both agree that most people start out at zero. And there's something to be learnt about that. Even if you go into companies, if you think about all the companies which has been made, if you think about, take a look around your room right now. Everything was made and created by someone, or designed or constructed or delivered or produced by someone. And in the beginning of their life, they did not have the skill set, the mindset, the ability to be able to successfully create all the things that are in your world. We can talk about things like Android phones. We can talk about things like iPhones. There was a time when they weren't even in existence. They were just an imaginary thought which hasn't come into completion yet, or fruition. But then they started to do the work. So just realize where you are right now. If you're starting at 0, that is good, because now that can be the foundation of your success. So if we think about it that way, that we're not broken, we're just starting out from 0, we're going to suck less at being this way, we're going to look for getting better and start to make those irritations, that's what I'm looking for, those subtle changes here and there. We're going to learn from people who have also overcome it, because they started where I started too. And that can be a wonderful awakening. It can make us feel a little bit easier, that it's not all doom and gloom, that our issue is the only issue that you've ever experienced and no one else has ever experienced it. Yes, we all go through unique, significant emotional events, some bigger and some worse, some even worse that you've been through growing up. There's going to be people like that who have still overcame the very challenge that you're going through. So knowing that we start from 0, allow that to be the foundation of your greatness. And when you start to be a bit more gentle, but also strong, you can then start to look to believe in other people first. Who are the people who have made the changes that you desire and crave? If you want to get fit, you want to be able to look. You can get people who are just genetically amazing from the beginning. That can be pretty hard to model, because they are genetically amazing at the beginning when getting fit. Maybe you want to look for people who are maybe out of shape, or how we feel about our body, who have made that transition and transformation, because then you go, well, that's where I was. Like for me, when I felt anxious, worried, and fearful as a child, I felt like I was never going to make it. I dropped out of college because of my own significant issues and my limiting beliefs about myself. But I figured out a way of how to let go of the unconscious root cause, and also to transform my life in a way that will allow me to be happy, which allowed me to fall into what I'm doing today as an example that there are other ways of making changes. And you can change the frame of reference. If you want to make money, well, you're going to look for people not who were given money, the 1%ers from the very, very beginning, but from the people who had 0 money because they started at 0, but then began to go on the journey of having money and wealth. I want to look at those people, because that is the evidence that they were where I was, or where I am. But they've managed to figure out the success, the keys to get them to where you want to be as well. So that's one level. So there's 3 levels we're going to be talking about today. So we just talked about, if you can't believe in yourself, you got to look for other people to believe in. To recognize that we all start from 0 most of the time. Now, if I were to give you a bit of motivation though, even if you don't believe me, I would like you to believe in my words, right? Like if someone says to you, you're amazing, that you have all the skills, or you have these talents, or you have these attributes, even if you do not believe in what they're saying, I would want you to honor that they still believe it to be true. Because sometimes that can be a big part of transformation. So if someone gives you a compliment and you go, no, don't worry about that. No. You just kind of deny it, in other words. If they say good job, you go, it wasn't that good a job. You are denying them of their truth and reality. You're putting your reality of what you expect and think of yourself in front of their reality. So you may not agree with what they said, but you may not agree in the opinion they have of you, of your greatness. But you can at least respect that they believe it in their reality. And when you start to recognize that other people believe in a different narrative and story than the one that you're clinging or holding on to unconsciously, and just look through the eyes of how they see the world, and more importantly, how they see you, you're going to start to mix up the issue of yourself, because you're now looking into a different future. You're now looking for a different reality. You're bending reality that bit more. So where your issue of your identity was so fixed and you just denied every compliment, you just denied all the good things about yourself, what other people have said about you, you're now beginning to take in other people's perceptions of you and your greatness and your qualities and your attributes, and they'll start to begin to blur together a little bit. So with that, even if you don't believe in what I'm about to say, believe that I believe it, that I personally believe it. Because I would say your worth is not up for debate. It is not tied to what you've achieved so far. It is not tied to what you've done to this point or what you do on a daily basis right now. It's not even how other people see you, in my opinion. Right? Because it is all subjective. But your worth is ultimately intrinsic to who you are at the core of you. That you are enough, that you're worthy, that you're deserving, that it's your birthright to go on this journey, to figure out who you really are. Where sometimes we may have been convinced by the situation. I like to say we've been hypnotized by external situations, external people throughout our life. When it's time to start undoing those bad trances by getting in touch with your best friend, the unconscious mind. Because I believe deep down there is a part of you which does have that glimmer of belief. And I'll tell you a reason why. Just one reason. You're still here. You're listening to this. If you absolutely had zero self-belief or idea or possibility, you would not waste your time in educating yourself or listening to a hypnosis session or a podcast or a power talk like this one. You would just not do it. You'd have totally dismissed it. You'd gone, no, it's just not going to work. But there's a part of you, or even a bigger part than you thought, or maybe you know it, but there is a part of you that knows that there is a deeper, stronger part that is waiting to break free. And that part of you has been with you throughout your whole life. It's the part of you which kept you strong when you felt your weakest. It's a part of you which carried you through the situations because you are a survivor and you're here today. Like you're here, you're alive, you made it. And in that way, you should be a little bit proud of yourself. Just a little bit more than we probably do on a day-to-day basis. So maybe have a bit of grace and gratitude for who you are, having got to this point. And that will allow you to start believing in yourself that bit more, knowing at the very least there's 1% of you that is resilient. At the very least. I'm sure it's 10, 15, 20, 25%. Or even more, hopefully. But if there's a part of you or a percentage of you that is strong and resilient, who is ready to step up because you're listening to this, maybe we should shine a light more on that part of us rather than the illusionary parts of us which has been formed through the experiences that we've gone through. In other words, maybe we should stop believing in the stories that we were told or bought into, or the themes that keep on going around and around in our life. Maybe we should put our attention, I imagine it like this. So in England we say torch, but in America we say flashlight, right? So imagine a flashlight. We can put all our attention and focus on one area of the room, which could be right now all your so-called bad qualities, limiting beliefs, fears, worries, doubts, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, frustration, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome. Well, the more light you put onto it, the more you'll see of it. But maybe we should just turn that torch or that flashlight onto the goodness of us, the qualities of us. Maybe that is the foundation where we start at zero and we build upon from there. And to remember, just to recap of what I'm saying, number one, Absolutely work on the hidden root cause, because that is going to be your identity, the core of you, which is creating every single symptom which is showing up right now. All the stories, all the fears, all the reactions, the habits, and the behaviors. Number one, find the hidden root cause without a doubt. And with that, by the way, if I were you, try not to go alone, because you can buy into your own stories. Imagine this, by the way, just as an analogy, because some people kind of go, well, that means you're just trying to get me to invest with you, Joseph. No, number one, yeah, invest in yourself. It doesn't have to be with me. I just want you to change. But here's the reason why I think about this. If our issue of, let's say you think it's I'm not good enough, or you think it's the imposter syndrome, and you try to solve it, it's almost like you're trying to do surgery on yourself, and you don't have the skill set or the mindset or the tools to be able to do surgery. It's like the first time you ever did it. And not only are you doing it, not on someone else, but yourself. So ideally, you want to find a surgeon who's able to be able to know what they're doing, have the insight. Like I said, they've been there, overcame it, gone to school, done all the certificates, done all the time. They've gone through all the practice for this surgeon. You want to go with their best. Hopefully the best, or at least someone who knows their stuff, where you can get out your own way. So that's why I say it, just so you know. I'm not here to sell you, other than sell you on the idea that there are other ways of transforming. And like I said, sell you on the idea, my belief about your worth is not up for debate even, and it's up for you to honor and to look into. But anyway, I digress. Number one, find the hidden root cause, ideally someone who knows how, right? Let's park that one just there. But then realize, if you cannot believe in yourself, look for people who either believe in you, or they believe in how, you believe in them because they've achieved and succeeded in what you want. If it's to lose weight, someone who's been overweight to lose weight. Someone who's had no money became crazy abundant. Someone who had no confidence and then is crazy confident and makes the changes. Like, that's what you want to buy into as much as possible. So if you can't believe in yourself, who can you believe in knowing that they've achieved their goals in reality? And then the third point was, look, we start at zero. Most people start at zero. Where you are right now is at zero, but it's a foundation. It's where we're going to start to build the blocks of your successes. And then finally, as I say, if you cannot believe in yourself, always honor in what the other person thinks of you as a person. Might not have to agree with what I say or other people say about how good you are at your job, but please honor that that's their opinion of you. Don't have to agree with it, but you can respect that they believe in you enough, or they know in their opinion that you have all these great qualities. So do not instantly dismiss it because of your own filter of yourself. Because when you start to accept that that's their belief, you're opening up your mind that there are alternative solutions and other perceptions. So I think if you do all of those things, it's going to be a great starting place of making your transformation. Oh, and the last part is to ultimately, like I said, I believe that you are totally worthy. I believe there's that part of you. And maybe we put our attention on that part of us that bit more each and every single day. We're going to allow that light to grow. And you'll be putting less light on all the things which are stories that we've picked up and that we've learned over the years because of people, because of society, or because of significant emotional events we went through. We get to choose to put our light over here to our issue, or here, right here, on, no matter how small it is, that part of you that wants to change, knows that there's something greater for you and something bigger than the outcome, in fact. Like, once you make that change, other things will be popping out into your reality which you would never have imagined were possible. I know that because I've been there. I would never have imagined doing 1,108 podcasts, which is today. I would never imagine my work being done, listened to over 22 up to maybe 24 million times. I haven't looked over the last 3 or 4 months, or 2 or 3 months at least. I would never imagine that from the eyes of believing I wasn't good enough way back then. But once you overcome it, some amazing things will be heading your way. You'll be the example of what can be done. And the other thing, because I'm going on way too long, I think, is just think when you become the example, someone else who was just like you before you changed will look at you and go, wow, that person started at 0 too, and they took on the challenge. And look at them now. I want to be just like that. So you'll be the person who will inspire others. I don't know if you've got children, absolutely, it'd be a given that you'll be inspired. They will be inspired by the awe of your transformation. I know it would be a sibling or your co-workers or your boss or your employees, your partner, your legacy. Everything will be just a different reality for that person too. So when you change, you will absolutely make changes for other people. Now, of course, I like to end these calls with a call to action only if you're ready for it. And by ready in time, and you want to personally work with me and let go of your issues, all you got to do is go to josephclough.info/talk. You go ahead and book a time. You fill out a little application form so we get an understanding of where you are and where you want to be. And then we get to figure out where you are, where you want to be, what's getting in the way. And then if we can solve it, we'll say yes, 100%, we'll let this go all within 8 weeks. Even if you don't believe it to be true, you'll believe that we know it's possible. And then, of course, if we can't help you, in a case it's just beyond what I solve, we'll point you to a different direction. Whichever serves you the best is the best, in my opinion. So that's josephclough.info/talk. Yes, there is an investment. This is you working with me and my team. And we put a lot of time and effort. This is an investment into your future. So your transformational self. So yeah, it's not free, in other words, there is an investment. And we want you to spend about 1.5 hours of your time per week, roughly over 8 weeks, to let go of this huge issue in the most comfortable, exciting way possible. But with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. Oh my goodness, I was coughing at the end there. We did it. We did it. Welcome back. Episode 1108. Done. Hey Nesta. Great to see you here. As always, I can never kind of talk and reach out and say hi to people on the podcast recording, as you know, but just to let other people know that I cannot do that because I'm doing the podcast, a live recording. Oh, thank you, Mary. So in the end, I wanted to go down 4 loops. The believing, it was kind of a mixture though. Kind of a mixture of all. 4 kind of things I was aiming for. Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely. Better late than never. Oh, thank you. I like it when you really get into it and are able to get your full thought out. Yeah. I'm thinking when I'm thinking. And then I'm like, what else? What does that mean? Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go here, then we'll go here. Actually, let's talk about this for a moment. So we can go all over the place. I don't mind that because I only had 4 things. Or no, I actually didn't. I added a 4th one. There was 3 things, more like 2, that I wanted as a prompt, like as a sentence. One was, who are you believing in even if you don't believe in yourself? And the other one was, we all start at 0. And then I did like the words, your worth is not up for debate. So I wrote that down. So technically 3, but I didn't know where I was going to go with that one. But the belief in others, If you're not believing in yourself, who are you believing in if you don't believe in yourself? And also, we all start at zero. Because I saw that online. I thought, oh, I'd like to talk about that. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. Because we do start at zero. Right? Most of us do. Like I said, unless we like the fitness, maybe we have great genes. Maybe we're in mathematics or an artist, for example, that might just be like natural to you. But then again, even if you're just perfectly genetic or you're an artist, you've got to keep working on it. So it's not like you just don't do anything. So they still got to do the work, but most of us start from zero. Thank you, Michelle. And you say, look, hard to believe in myself when I quit smoking over a year ago. And you did it. It wasn't easy, but you did it on your own. That's right. That's crazy. I remember when you actually said about that. Time has flown by if it's been about a year and over a year now. I was thinking in my mind when you said, oh, it must be like 6 months. But it's great to have you there for over a year then. How crazy cool is that? And absolutely, great job. Okay, my friends. Anything else before we go? I feel like we went a bit over today. Who knows? My back's still a little bit seizing. But I think because I've been standing up quite a bit and I went for a hike as well. A shorter hike, I must say. But anything else before we go?
Any questions?
No questions.
Are you sure? Not even one question.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you really sure?
I don't know, actually.
So go for it.
Yes, January the 1st was a year. Whew. Wow. A year and 4 months. Halfway through the month, so yeah, we'll say a year and 4 months. It's kind of like that probably in our heads, isn't it? There's that part of us which goes,
Can I do this? I really want to,
No, you can't. Play small.
but I don't want to. I feel a bit weak. I think there's a little bit of me wanting to make that change.
Don't bother. It won't ever work.
Oh,
but no, there is another part of you which is ready. I think I seek external validation and would love the compliments. Well, here's the thing. Really good point. When you have internal validation, you will love the compliments even more because you won't be operating from scarcity of them or even need of them. It just kind of goes, well, yeah, wow. Like, I love getting compliments about my work because it's feedback that I'm doing a good job. Like, I want to do a good job. I believe in what I am saying. I believe in myself. So when I get them, they're congruent. They're like, we're an energy match. But if we kind of just only seek external validation, we'll never truly receive it because we don't feel it from within. So just so you know, you will still love compliments because, hey, everyone likes a nice compliment. But even more so because it'll just resonate with the identity of you. Thank you, Judith. And you too, Linda. Do a voice from our ready self. I would just say this is the voice. Your own voice. That's what I'd go for. But sometimes you want a bit more of a hypnotic voice. The ready self. The congruentness. That's what we want. And, and we have a nice supportive group as well. So thank you all. I better get going, as I said. So I'll get to sit down for a little bit. Go ahead and hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already, because if you hit it once and you hit it again, you're unliking it, so we don't want that. Only if you haven't hit the thumbs up, the like button thing, go ahead and hit it. I wonder how many likes we can get from a live stream. I wonder. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mary. So I'll speak to you all on Monday, which will be, unless everything goes down, unless technology is gone because of the earthquake, which won't happen, taking that back. But as long as the views don't go down, I think on Monday we'll have a 50k subscriber stream, which will do a hypnotic one as well, a hypnotic process for it. So thank you ever so much. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Many thanks and goodbye.